Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This is Kevin coming to you from San Antonio in South Texas and another edition of Hooked on Vets. Well, like the title says, the blue Corvette's gone, and in her place, well, we got a surprise for you guys. All right guys, the C6 has been usurped, but what by? Let's find out. That's right. 2015 C7 Stingray, and oh my gosh, what is this? A package in the mail from InShaneDesigns. If you guys do any following of any of these YouTube channels dealing with Corvettes and really awesome cars and stuff, Street Speed 717, InShaneDesigns, man, some of the best out there as far as their YouTube videos. So what did we get? Well, let's find out. Let's open her up. Part of Street Speed 717 and InShaneDesigns promotions here lately, they're giving away a brand new C7. It's freaking awesome. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I'll send the link down below. Check it out. But in order to enter into the contest to win that C7, you got to buy something from InShaneDesigns. So bought a t-shirt and maybe a couple other things coming in the mail. We'll see here in the next couple days. But let's check out and see what we got. So there you have it, InShaneDesigns and Street Speed 717's Tattered Flag t-shirt. Pretty freaking awesome. All right, so let's move on and let's get to the review of this car. Oh, and there we are, just like magic. Gotta love it. That's right, we got a 2015 convertible Stingray to replace the 2005 C6. And man, I'm excited. But it's not permanent. So a shout out to TR for hooking us up with the C7 2015 Stingray. Man, it's an awesome car. So I thought I'd take a couple minutes during this episode of Hooked on Vets to kind of preview the C7 Stingray and just kind of check her out. So in this episode, I'm using my Phantom 4 drone to do some aerial footage of the C7 Stingray. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Well, I hope you like the video of the aerial shots and some of the other shots of the interior of the C7 2015 convertible Stingray. As you can see, I've got my C6 back. Real excited to get her back. Kind of missed her. But I got to tell you, it was a real joy to test out that C7. So what I want to do is kind of give you a review of my thoughts of the C7 Stingray, for what it's worth. I've been driving the C6 now for a couple years. I've become real used to it. I've really enjoyed the car. So this C6 is a 2005 Auto 4. So it's an automatic transmission, 4-speed. I like to think it's got some pretty serious power. I've done a little bit of work to it. Right now, she is running cold air intake from Air Raid. It's got a 160-degree thermostat, ported throttle body. I put brand new American Racing headers, 1/7/8 to 3 inches. I'm running X pipes with deleted cats all the way back to a Corsa Extreme exhaust. I like the setup. I think it sounds great. And I'm also in the process right now working with Diablo from Diablo Sports, doing a custom can tune, if you will. Certainly, if I put a cam in this, or if I end up doing some kind of ProCharger, Supercharger, I'll take her out and I'll get her dynoed. But working on a limited budget, this is what I can do and really enjoy the car. At first, I want to say that I wish I could be out in the backyard filming this. It's where I like to film my discussion portion of the vlogs. I really like the backyard. I think it's a nice and quiet place. But outside right now, it's thunderstorming. It's raining like cats and dogs, and obviously can't get out there. So here we are in the garage with the C6. So what are my thoughts on the C7? I think first and foremost, the transmission, the Auto 6 that car had, it was like butter. Going through from first gear all the way through 6 and through that power band, you can't even really feel it shift. You can kind of hear it shift, but you really can't feel it. I mean, it's just like solid power all the way through. It's a totally different driving experience than the Automatic 4 on the C6. But with that said, I really feel like both cars, at least what I've done to the C6 compared to the stock C7 Stingray, I think they're pretty balanced out as far as power and the ability to get up to speed, either 0 to 60 in a quarter mile. They're probably fairly equal. But I got to tell you, the smoothness of the transmission on that C7 is just, it's unbelievable. It's a completely different experience than the C6. I have a hard shift can tune put into the C6 here, so I really like how it shifts from first to second, second to third. The tires, I'm still running run flats on this car, so I'm breaking loose into second and into third if I'm wide open throttle. And I felt a little bit of that with the C7 going from first to second, but second to third and on up to 6th gear, man, it was just nothing but straight up pull. So I can't imagine what it's like for some of the other vloggers out there who have some of these crazy cars like Street Speed 717 driving his McLaren and the new ZR1 that he has. What that kind of power must feel like, in a car. I haven't experienced that, but I can tell you I love the C6 and I certainly love the C7 that I tried out. So a couple other things about the C7 that I really enjoyed. The interior cockpit, the updated cockpit compared to the C6 is phenomenal. I mean, just the computerized screen, all the different selections that you have, to include the drop-down hidden compartment, behind the radio LCD screen. All the way to the comfort factor. Although I will say I actually feel more comfortable in the C6 than I did the C7. I just feel like I fit in the C6 a little better than I did the C7. But with all that said, the ergonomics were phenomenal in the C7. I certainly liked the ability to shift in and out of the different modes of the C7. So it has the econo mode or the eco mode, the touring mode, the sport mode, and then the track mode. And what's really neat about those different modes with the automatic transmission that it has is the transmission adjusts to the mode that you're in. So for example, if you're driving around in touring mode and you drop down from, say, 4th gear to 3rd gear or 3rd to 2nd, the RPMs are going to drop down as you downshift. But if you're in, say, sport mode or track mode, that transmission is going to stay in a it's going to stay in a lower gear and give you that instant access to the torque that comes with the higher RPMs, so that when you're ready to go wide open throttle, you have it right there ready to go instead of having to shift from the lower gear to the high gear. So for example, I noticed when I was in sport mode and in track mode, if I would put on the brakes and go around a corner, I actually stay in a low 1st or 2nd gear than rather kind of shifting down into a second or third gear so that I had that instant power when I'm ready to jump on the throttle. Awesome. I thought that was really cool. I don't know, maybe I'm just bloviating here, you know, in all of this, but I would say that if I had my choice, obviously I'm going to take the C7 just because of the upgrades that it has in electronics and transmission, and I really like the lines of the C7. But don't worry, baby, I'm not complaining. I love my C6. Couple other things that I noticed about the C7, the steering and the suspension actually felt a little more loose to me, even in sport mode, than the C6. And when you and that's the C6 in touring mode. And when you drop the C6 or flip over the switch of the magnetic ride suspension into sport mode, obviously you feel every bump in the road, but the C6 is just solid, stable traction when it comes to its suspension. Whereas I felt like the C7 was a little more loose. It rolled a little more. Maybe it's just being in a different car, and it's hard to compare. So another thing I noticed difference between these two cars is the tires on both cars are fairly new. So the C6 has a fairly new set of Michelin Sport ASs on them, run flats. The C7 was also running Michelin run flats as well. Both cars seem to have real decent grip. Neither of them hooked real well. And I don't know if maybe just the power of the C6 that I have right now, I'm estimating I'm somewhere around 460 to 475 at the crank, which is going to translate to somewhere around 420-ish, 430 at the wheel. I break loose in first gear. I certainly break loose going into second gear with the hard shift. I noticed with the C7, the traction control definitely kicked in first gear and into second. Noticed some slippage. So I would say that in order to really get the best out of the C6 and the C7 when you have any kind of power, if you're going wide open throttle, you've got to really have a good set of tires to be able to hook. All right, so at the end of the day, which car do I like better? Apples and oranges, guys. Both cars are phenomenal. I'm so comfortable with the C6 because just is what I've been driving, for the last couple of years. I know the car. I got a feel for the car. The C7 is the first time I've driven a C7 for a couple of days, so I was still getting used to it. So I got to say, I love them both. What are you going to do? So I'm real excited about the fact that I bought a couple things from InShaneDesigns out of Pennsylvania, which is where Street Speed 717 is located. Both InShaneDesigns and Street Speed 717 have a contest going on, or a raffle giveaway, if you will. If you buy one of their products, you're automatically entered to win a brand new C7 that's been customized by InShaneDesigns. The thing is sweet. It's kind of a teal, greenish blue color. Really looks great. Obviously got my fingers crossed. Who knows? I never win anything anyway when I enter these contests. So here's the question. If I win the C7 from InShaneDesigns and Street Speed 717, will I keep the C6 or will I get rid of it and use the proceeds of the sale to upgrade the C7 to something totally insane? I don't know. So hey, listen, if you've got any suggestions for this channel, any videos you'd like to see, if you have any suggestions on things you'd like me to do to the C6, let me know down below. Just make a comment. And hey, if this is your first time visiting the channel, thank you very much. Give it a big thumbs up if you like the video, and please subscribe. This is Kevin coming to you from South Texas here in San Antonio. This is Hooked on Vets.